Hello, and welcome to this special meditation with PlantWave. I am sitting here in front of a flamingo lily, and we're going to listen to it play music while meditating. But first, let's just explore how PlantWave works. So PlantWave, you just connect these two sensors to a plant's leaves, and what PlantWave does is it measures changes in conductivity through a plant, and it translates that information into music. So the way it does that is it's measuring the connection between these 2 points where the two sensors are, and that connection changes over time based on how much water there is between those 2 points. And so plants are living beings just like us, except of course they don't have a heart, they don't have blood, but they do photosynthesize. And when they're photosynthesizing, they're moving chloroplasts around. So these super micro changes in the amount of water between these 2 points in the plant are being measured by PlantWave. And those changes over time are graphed as a wave. And of course, we know that sound is also waves. So what we were able to do is translate waves from the plant into pitch. And then we route those pitch messages to different instruments that we design. And the result is a continuous stream of music that gives us this sonic window into the secret life of plants, this way of seeing what's happening in the plant through sound. So it's important to note, PlantWave, it's not a microphone. There are no microphones on the plant. It is a way of taking this data from the plant and representing it as sound. You can think of it almost like how a weather map represents pressures and clouds and things with color. We're doing a similar thing here with sound. So that all sounds cool, but I bet you're wondering why we would meditate with plant music. The short answer is it seems to be one of the most natural responses I've seen humans have when listening to plants, and it's something that I experienced myself. When I started making plant music back in 2012, I didn't have a meditation practice of any kind, but I noticed that when I was listening to plant music, I started to feel a lot more relaxed and connected. And when I started to make public art installations, I noticed that this happened for other people. I would see, thousands of people come through a museum, and people would just drop in. They would just sit on the floor and meditate for hours and really just drop into this relaxed and connected space. And then furthermore, by making plant music, I started to be introduced to really interesting people who opened me up to different energetic practices. For instance, when I first did an installation at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, over about 3 days, there were a few people that jumped out at me as being people I wanted to talk to. And the reason they jumped out at me was because I was sitting there just listening to the plant music, and every once in a while the plant music would completely shift. Like one of the plants would completely shift octaves or do something that I hadn't heard. So I looked over towards where the plant was, where the big shift happened, and I would notice a person standing there, and they're not touching the plant, they're just near it. And then I would notice all the other plants also shift right after that. It almost seemed like something happened at that one plant, and then all the other plants were responding. So this happened a few times, and I would get up and I would go and walk to the person and say, hey, okay, this might sound crazy, but this plant seemed to shift when you walked into the room and walked up to this plant. And each time I brought that up, the person would say, oh yeah, that's not crazy at all. That makes total sense. And I just looked quite confused. And they would go on to tell me about themselves. They'd say, oh yeah, that makes sense because I'm a Reiki master and I'm deeply attuned to subtle forms of energy. Or I'm an energy healer. Or I'm a botanist. Or I'm a florist. And these people took it as a part of their own reality that, of course, plants would respond to me. And I thought that was really interesting because if you think of it, plants are basically taking light and processing it to make food. And if you think of the visible light spectrum for a human, it's much smaller than the total light spectrum in the universe. So we know of things like ultraviolet light and infrared light. Now we can't see those forms of light, but plants are responding to those forms of light. So there's a lot outside of what we can experience with our five senses. And if you think about it, we have words for this. You know what it feels like when someone walks into a room and they feel like a bright light. We have language around this. Now you can't see the bright light, but is there a light that's emitting from that person? Is there a frequency? Is there something that's energetic there that we're all sensing? Well, many people would say yes, and a lot of people would say that plants are responding to that. So it's very possible that plants are responding to this light that we can't see, that we can give off energetically, and we can hear that in the music. This is definitely possible. So my practice of plant music meditation is to meditate, and when I hear big shifts in the music, I use that as a prompt for myself to tune into what is shifting within me. Because if a plant is responding to shifts in energy in a room, and if the plant music is a representation of these shifts in a plant, then it would follow that these shifts within myself could be made audible through plant music. Now, is that definitely what's happening? It's honestly hard to say because plants are responding to so many variables outside of our field of perception. So it'll take a lot of research and a lot of experiments to prove or disprove that. But regardless, if this is a practice that holds space for me to create a deeper connection with my own feelings and my own sense of what's shifting within me, then this is valuable. And I can honestly say it's been this practice of meditating with plant music that has allowed me to bring PlantWave to the world. I had a lot of resistance to making a product. I had a lot of resistance to seeing that I could create a life where I could be sharing my gifts as an artist as my full-time job. But with the help of plant music, with the help of what has become PlantWave over the last 11 years, this shift has happened in my life. So I'm excited to share this with you. So I have my PlantWave here, and it's paired with the PlantWave app running a sound set called Breath. And Breath is a sound set that is available in the PlantWave app. It's free. And Breath was the sound set that I developed for my own personal meditation practice. And so these instruments were designed to hold space for meditation. So you're going to hear 4 instruments. There's bass, there are vocal samples, there's a synthesizer, and there is piano. All of these instruments are all tuned to the same key, and not all of them will play all the time. In fact, the synthesizer will only play when a plant is particularly active. So you might notice the synthesizer kind of coming in and out. And so that's what I use as a prompt for myself. If I'm hearing big shifts in that synthesizer, that's kind of a prompt for me to kind of tune into what's going on there, what's happening here. So with that, I'm going to plug the PlantWave in, and we can start listening and just develop a familiarity with what the plant is doing in this time. So here I go. I'm just going to plug this in. And there you can hear this plant's pretty active. All of the instruments are activated. You can hear the little synth line there in the background. Now we can close our eyes. Let's just take a few breaths together. Let's do a big inhale. And then exhale out of the mouth. Another big inhale. You can exhale with a sigh or a sound. Now one more big inhale. Exhale with a sigh again. Feel yourself really rested. Feel yourself really grounding into your seated position. Just breathing normally now through your nose. Feeling the connection between your body and the seat, your body and the earth. You can feel like there are these roots growing down from your sit bones down into the earth. Through the seat, through the floor, down into the soil. Growing deeper with every exhale, growing stronger with every inhale. Feeling these roots move their way down through the soil and rocks, through the crust of the earth, down through the mantle, and reaching their way towards the core of the earth. Feeling these roots wrap themselves around the core of the earth. Feeling that deep connection between your body and the earth. Feeling yourself in this moment as a part of the earth. You're made of earth stuff. Everyone you've ever met is made of earth stuff. Taking a moment to acknowledge that you are earth consciousness in human form. And through this connection, recognizing all the other beings on this planet that share that in common with you. Feeling all these other beings on earth that are also expressions of earth consciousness in whatever form they may be. Feeling that connection and harmony with all other beings. whatever being might come to you in this moment, just allowing that being to be an ally. Maybe you see an animal of some sort, a plant or animal comes to you, just allowing that being to be an ally with you on your journey. Now feeling gratitude for all these other beings here on Earth that we share this planet with, that we share life with. Feeling that gratitude like a golden ball of light, lighting up the core of the Earth. Breathe that light up our root system. So with every inhale, feeling that light moving up your roots from the core of the earth through the mantle of the earth into the crust. Almost feel the heat of this light as it's making its way through the soil, around rocks, up these roots through the floorboards, through your seat, into your sit bones, lighting up every vertebrae of your spine, one at a time. Tailbone, moving up like little LEDs lighting up behind your belly button, solar plexus, your heart, feeling this glowing energy moving up your spine to your neck, and finally radiating out from your spine to all areas of your body. Feeling it fill your chest and your belly, arms, your legs, feet, your hands. Feeling this glowing, warm energy bathe your whole body. Your fingers, your fingertips, your toes, head, the tip of your nose, all of your hairs on your head, or all over your body, feeling this beautiful energy. Allow yourself to be bathed in this beautiful glowing light. Feel this energy now starting to overflow from the top of your head, creating a beautiful golden orb around your body. Feeling yourself supported as this glowing orb of earth energy. From this place of fullness, I invite you to take your hands together and rub them together. Build up some energy in your hands. And then hold your hands up imagine yourself sending some of this energy out to someone who needs it right now. Maybe it's someone you know, maybe it's transpersonal, maybe it's just a theoretical person or being. Sending this energy out to whoever needs it right now in this moment. And you can take your hands and you can place them on your heart. Feeling the earth rhythm that is your heartbeat. Feeling gratitude for showing up today in this practice of connecting to earth, connecting to your breath, and sharing love with other beings on earth. When you're ready, you can even open your eyes. Just come back to your space. Really feeling the appreciation for your precious life and all beings. May you take this new perspective into your day and continue to deepen your practice. Deepen your practice of listening, deepen your practice of appreciating, and recognizing that all beings here on earth, we're all connected. So thank you for joining me on this meditation journey. If you'd like to deepen your practice of meditating with plants, you can check out PlantWave.com, where you can get your very own PlantWave and tune into your connection with your plants at home. So thank you for joining me. Happy listening.